Let me quickly talk to you about how to get a business credit card with EIN only. No personal social security needed. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or a tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about how to get a business credit card with EIN only. First, I want you to understand the basics of business credit cards. So, most business credit card applications require your social security number and EIN. EIN stands for Employer Identification Number. Some cards, which often have stringent standards, will let you apply without a social security number. Business credit and personal credit, if you really think about it, they often seem like two entirely different worlds. So there are different credit bureaus, credit reports, and credit scores. The cards themselves work differently and feature different requirements, and the methods used to build each type of credit can differ significantly, right? In spite of all this, your personal credit will almost certainly still play a role in business lending decisions. The lender wants to make sure that you, the owner of the business owner, has a great credit history, and that's not always ideal. So the cool thing here is that some business people seek always ways to apply for business credit without divulging, if you will, their personal credit. One of the more commonly proposed solution is to simply apply for business credit cards using only your employer identification number rather than your social. And the thing here is that it's easy to find credit cards you can apply for with your EIN. In fact, based on our research, many major business credit applications simply ask for a TIN, a TIN, a tax identification number. And if you really think about it, that's just what an EIN is, right? But so we're showing you right now on the screen an example of a business credit card application. This one comes from the Inc. Business Preferred Credit Card, and you can see here that TIN is required to open a business credit card. So if you are a sole proprietorship, enter your social security number. So this is basically where it says TIN. You just want to put there your EIN, okay? And this is very important. In addition to Chase, most other big name issuers, including American Express, Bank of America, and Capital One, they have applications that work the same way. So the key issue is that the ability to apply with your EIN is by no means a guarantee that you will not have to submit to a personal credit inquiry or that you will not have to fork over your social as well. Now, so I've spoken to you about understanding the basics of business credit cards. Now let's talk about what is an EIN and how do you get one. An EIN is really, it's very, very simple. If you're delving into the business world, it's something you should learn about ASAP. Employer identification numbers are 9-digit tax ID numbers issued by the federal government through the IRS to employers and other individuals who meet certain criteria. So you have to, an EIN allows you to do a lot of things. For example, you can file business taxes, you can open business bank accounts, and EINs are often required but not always. You can streamline the business loan application process. You can establish a business credit file. You can apply for and receive business permits. You can keep your social private during business dealings. So applying for an EIN is free, and anyone whose principal business, office or agency or legal residence is located in the United States or its territories can do it. All you need is a valid taxpayer identification number, and you just go online and you'll get your EIN immediately upon successful activation. Okay, so options include your social security number or a past EIN. So we're putting right now on the screen here a link to the IRS website where you can very easily apply for an EIN. And the key conversation here should revolve around why should you use business credit cards in the first place. So once you understand the basics of business credit cards and what an EIN is, how to get one, you need to understand why you should use business credit cards. If you're still new to the world of business credit, you may have a basic idea of why business credit cards are so helpful. But even so, all small business owners should understand exactly why those cards are so important in today's business landscape. First thing is that business cards make it easier to separate business and personal finances, and you want that, right? Charging all of your company purchases to a business credit card can make it considerably easier to track your expenses. Business credit cards make employee spending simpler, right? So providing key employees with credit cards connected to your primary business credit card account can stimulate productivity while helping your business earn more rewards. And employee cards are often offered for free or for a relatively small fee. You can actually earn rewards on business specific bonus categories. That's pretty cool. And credit cards can build business credit. And this is what you really want. While the business card application process may involve your personal credit, most card issuers report positive business credit card activity to business bureaus. So tackling business expenses with a credit card and paying off the statement balance in full by the due date is a great way, if you really think about it, to flesh out your business credit history. So solid business credit scores in turn can lead to easier access to small business loans in higher amounts, lower interest rates on loans and credit cards, and other valuable benefits. So now let's talk about applying for a business credit card with an EIN. Okay, so applying for a business credit card will often require an EIN, though you will generally have to provide your social security number too, as explained to you earlier. The process is fairly straightforward, and it's not terribly different than applying for a consumer credit card. Okay, so why would you apply for a business credit card with an EIN? There are a few reasons. You want to keep your social security number private. You want to avoid a personal guarantee in favor of company liability. You want to avoid a hard credit inquiry on your personal credit. Those are the three main reasons why you would want to apply for a business credit card with an EIN. Unfortunately, using your EIN on a business credit card application will rarely accomplish those goals, right? So even if your business has a robust business credit history, there is a very high chance that the issuer will still request your social security number and check your personal credit. So I'm going to show you right now what you need to do, how you can actually apply for a business credit card and actually bypass the whole social security number, personal guarantee, personal collateral, whatever, that step. So when you apply for a business credit card, you will be required to provide, so you will see boxes where you have to provide your social or your TIN. Okay. The key distinction is that you'll also have to provide certain information related to your business. So this generally includes your business name, the role of your business, its contact information, and revenue information, among other things. You also have to provide a tax identification number, and that's where your EIN comes into play. So EINs and social security numbers are both classified as tax identification numbers. And while the majority of business credit card applications will probably require you to provide both, certain cards, like the one that we just talked about, the Breast card, the American Express card, they allow you to apply with just your EIN. So sole proprietorships will often have to provide a social security number up front, as we mentioned earlier. And in some cases, you may be able to apply using different information. If you you need to call the issuer's application line to speak with the rep. This is very important. You always want to contact the company and have a conversation with a live person so you can actually explain your situation and actually go through all the options that they have, because not everything is on the website. Maybe they have options that are available that they have not put on the website. So you always want to contact the rep. Okay. So the thing is that, can you apply for a business credit card without a hard personal credit inquiry? And that's a good question, because if we're talking about how to get a business credit card without using your social, it's because you're worried about a hard inquiry on your credit, right? And that makes sense. Personal credit inquiries can throw a wrench into the business card application process. So, poor personal credit could decrease your likelihood for approval despite your business being perfectly capable of repaying its debts. And even if that's not a concern, hard inquiries can have a negative impact on your personal credit scores, though it's generally temporary and minor. So there are not many cards that do not require personal credit checks and guarantees, and they typically require that you represent a large and profitable corporation. Okay, the good news is that there are ways to get business credit cards even with poor personal credit, though an inquiry may still take place. Here are your options. You actually have three options, and it depends, but generally, based on our research, there are three options. You can use a secured business credit card. You can build business credit with trade lines, and you can use your banking relationship as leverage. And let me talk a little bit about using your banking relationship as leverage. Now, banks love loyal customers, right? Especially when they're businesses. So if you have forged a long and positive relationship with a bank or credit union, particularly if it's on a local level, you might be able to get a decent business credit card even with poor personal credit scores. Now, the emphasis here is on might, all right? You can actually also build business credit with trade lines. So credit cards are one good way to build business credit, but trade lines are also vital. Let's say you are able to build a solid relationship with a vendor. You may be able to establish a line of credit and request that your positive payment activity be reported to business credit bureaus if it wouldn't be already. Then once you have built a few years of positive business credit using this type of credit line, it might be relatively easier, right, to qualify for business credit cards without dealing with personal credit checks. There's not a guarantee, but you know what? You got to risk something to gain something. So this is pretty much it. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation today about how to get a business credit card with the EIN-only. Now, let me first talk to you. I want to talk to you now about the types of EIN-only business credit cards, because there are some there. When it comes to EIN-only credit cards, it may pay to think outside the box. So credit card companies are not the only card issuers out there, and lots of other providers offer business cards that do not require a social security number. So each card offers different ways to earn points, cash in rewards, and pay your balance. So be sure to pick the option that works best for your business needs. Very important, folks. So I want to first talk to you about corporate cards. So corporate cards are almost exclusively reserved for large companies with lots of revenue. So basically, they allow you to use one or more cards to cover your business expenses without signing any personal guarantees. Your business is liable for 100% of the credit card debt. Okay, and then you have corporate store credit cards. So many retail stores offer personal and business cards, and the corporate cards often don't come with the personal liability requirements. So most corporate store credit cards can be used only at the issuing store. So corporate store cards offer a lot of in-store perks. For instance, with the Office Depot Office Max business credit card, you get a statement credit of $50 on your first purchase of $150 or more. And other cards offer cashback options, points, and rewards, and discounts on in-store purchases. You also have a prepaid business credit card. So a prepaid business credit card offers low risk for card issuers. So most credit card companies don't require a check on your personal credit history when you apply. And a prepaid business credit cards can help build your business credit history faster, but they unfortunately don't offer points and rewards programs. And so what's really different about EIN-only credit cards? Now, first, a little refresher on around-the-mill business credit cards. So if you were to sign up for a Chase Ultimate Rewards cards, for example, you would have to provide both your EIN, if you have one, and your social, right? You probably also have to sign a personal guarantee in which you agree to be personally liable for your business credit card debt if your business is unable to pay it. From there, the card issuer does a hard check on both your business credit score and your personal credit history. So EIN-only cards are different because they don't require you to sign a personal guarantee. With an EIN-only card, your company assumes full responsibility for the debt. And since you're not personally liable, your personal credit does not play a role in the approval process. And the late payments on the card will be reported to only business credit bureaus, not consumer credit bureaus. So what are the pros and cons of EIN-only business credit cards? Pros: no personal liability, no negative effect on personal credit score, and no hard checks on personal credit history. What are the cons here? You have strict requirements for approval, no positive effect on personal credit score, and only a few participating credit card issuers. I also want to talk about what do you need to do to qualify for business credit cards using only an EIN. There are a few things, including having a stellar business credit history, annual revenue of $1 million or more, 1 year's worth of cash reserves, at least 1 year of business history, 10 or more employees. All of these requirements show your card issuer that your business is stable and therefore less of a risk. Okay? Because if you really think about it, EIN-only cards are riskier than personal and business credit cards. So credit card companies enforce stricter eligibility requirements. And so these requirements vary by issuer, but in general, small business owners will need the kind of criteria that I just gave you, all right? And so what do you do if your business is not eligible? If your business is not eligible, there are other alternatives. There are myriad alternatives. If you don't have $1 million in revenue, guess what? You are in the majority, but that does not make you unable to get an EIN-only card. So how do you cover the business expenses that your company checking account cannot cover? Here are a few options for business owners with bad or no credit. You have secured credit card, you have a business charge cards, and you have small business credit cards. So secured credit cards like the Wells Fargo Business Secured Credit Card require you to pay an upfront security deposit on your account, which acts as a collateral in case you miss your payment. Okay, so that lowers the risk for card issuers, as you can usually get a secured small business credit card even if you've got less than perfect personal credit score. Business charge cards are pretty much exactly like other business credit cards, except they require you to pay your entire balance at the end of the month. So that makes them perfect for businesses looking to build business credit, but bad for companies that need startup capital. In other words, do not get this card unless you can afford the large monthly payments needed to cover your charges. And the small business credit card. So if you are a legal immigrant and you don't have a social security number, don't count on run-of-the-mill small business credit cards. Some card issuers accept individual taxpayer identification numbers, the TINs. Some accept foreign passports or government issued IDs, or U.S. student visa instead of social security number. You may have to apply in person or supply additional bank statements in legal form to qualify, and the rules vary by provider. But we kind of thought it was worth mentioning here in case you are a small business owner considering an EIN-only card because you don't have a social security number. And last but not the least, I just want to cover other key questions about business credit cards and EINs. And the thing here is that, can you use your business's EIN on a personal credit card application? Well, it really depends. Look, we all know how sweet those business rewards programs are, right? And if you've got bad personal credit, it may be tempting to substitute your social security number for your EIN and avoid a personal credit check. But credit card companies don't take too kindly to people falsifying their credit card applications, and neither does the government. So using an EIN on a personal credit card application is considered a felony and can lead to fines and even jail time. So please do yourself a favor. You want to stick with using your EIN on only small business credit card applications, okay? No need to lie here. And can a person apply for a business credit card? Now, when it comes to credit cards, the thing here is that the term business is any venture that generates income. So if you are an eBay seller, a DoorDash driver, or a freelancer, you can absolutely apply for a business credit card. Absolutely. In fact, some card issuers offer cards with rewards specifically designed for individuals, like the Business Platinum card from American Express, which offers year-long premium global access to co-working spaces from WeWork, okay? And individuals claiming sole proprietorship of their business do not need an EIN to apply. Instead, credit card companies will use your social security number to check your consumer credit score. So once approved, you can use your business credit card to cover your business expenses and start raking in rewards. And one thing I also want to say is that why should you use a business credit card instead of a personal credit card? Now, using a business credit card has some distinct perks. It helps you keep your personal expenses separate from your business finances, and that makes tax prep easier. It builds your business credit history. This is very important, right? And and with a high enough business credit score, you may eventually qualify for an EIN-only card and avoid checks on your personal credit score. So this is very important to think about. So business credit cards have higher credit limits, which makes it easier to get the cash you need to run your business effectively. So for example, you can very easily get a 25K or 50K limit on your business credit cards, but very rare are the personal credit cards out there that come with a 10K or a 20K card limit, unless you are in the platinum category or you have excellent credit scores. So those are things you have to think about when deciding whether or not you should go with a business credit card or a personal credit card. All right, folks, this is pretty much the end of today's conversation. I want to quickly recap here. One thing I want to say before recapping here is that EIN-only cards may seem like the ideal way to pay for your business expenses if you had bad personal credit. But because they don't require a personal guarantee, they pose significant risks to credit card issuers. So unless your business has a $1 million cash flow, EIN-only cards may not be the best solution for your company. Instead, your business may want to take advantage of bad credit alternatives like prepaid cards, business charge cards, or secured credit cards. So just keep in mind that these options may require upfront payment, lower credit limits, and other adjustments to make your card less of a risk to your issuer, really. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.